I went in through the hangar door, and in the hangar door was the disc, the flying saucer that I worked on. I saw it sitting there. It had a little American flag stuck on the side, and I thought, this finally explains all the flying saucer stories. This is just an advanced fighter.
Imagine the relief in that moment, the world suddenly making sense again. But that sense of normality was about to be shattered. He was soon introduced to the core of the craft, its power source. It was a small, unassuming object, but it did something our science says is impossible.
And when it was running, it produced a gravitational field of its own. Now, this is something that we can't do. We can't produce any gravity. The only way we get gravity is from large quantities of mass.
Lazar claims the reactor was powered by a stable isotope of element 115, which we now call moscovium. When seen in the labs, moscovium is a real element, but it's so unstable it decays in less than a second. Lazar was claiming to work with a version of it that was stable, a material that could literally bend the fabric of space-time. The reactor didn't just warp gravity, it projected a force field you could feel.
Can't make a gravitational field. This device was producing that. Couldn't. It would push my hands away, just like two like poles of a magnet.
But perhaps the most profound violation of physics was its efficiency. The second law of thermodynamics is a fundamental rule of our universe. All machines use energy, releasing it as heat. Your phone gets warm, your car engine gets hot. It's a law as essential as gravity itself. This reactor, however, broke that law completely.
But it never got, no matter what the load was on the reactor, it never got above the ambient temperature, which is impossible.
The craft itself, which Lazar nicknamed the Sport Model, was just as alien on the inside. He describes an interior with no seams, no bolts, no rivets, as if it were grown, not built.
It's a very ominous feeling. Everything is one color. It's dark pewter color, and there are no right angles anywhere. It's as if somebody took a model, fashioned it out of wax, and then heated it so everything melted. Everything looks like it's fused together.
It was cramped, clearly designed for beings much smaller than his 5-foot 10-inch frame. And where we would expect to see screens, buttons, and joysticks, there was almost nothing. The ship's only interface with the outside world was something straight out of science fiction.
There are archways around it that are part of the superstructure, and one of the archways can become transparent.
But reading briefings and examining components is one thing. Seeing it fly is another. Lazar claims he was brought out to the desert to witness a test flight, confirming a human pilot was inside, somehow interfacing with the craft. The takeoff wasn't a roar of jet engines, but something far stranger.
As it was lifting off the ground, you could hear a slight hiss sound. As soon as it cleared the ground by about 5 or 10 feet, maybe even less than that, the hissing stopped and the blue glow disappeared. So